MrBeast, one of the largest YouTubers on the entire platform, unexpectedly joined the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft last week and in the process almost killed it. As soon as him and his filming crew joined, they were instantly spotted in chat and the server began to panic. 2B2T has a history of YouTubers invading the server, causing it to be unplayable at times. Much of the player base has rough memories from these events. On this 10-year-old Minecraft server with no rules, a YouTuber of MrBeast's size making a video has never happened before and would be catastrophic. Wait times to get into the server would be at all-time highs for weeks on end. Joining through regular queue would be impossible, and the influx of MrBeast fans would mean constant conflict at spawn. 2B2T as we know it would be unplayable, even for longtime players like me. As expected, when all of them showed up on the server at once, the player base started hunting them down and also tried to crash the server to stop them from filming. It was absolute chaos, and now over a week later, the server is still in disarray, with players lagging the server, crashing it using exploits, and even the server's admin, Housemaster, being forced to intervene in the anarchy. So what exactly happened? What did MrBeast do that caused all of this? Today we'll be covering the entire situation on 2B2T, discussing what happened, the negative response from the community, and why the server is still going crazy. If you don't normally watch my videos, you may be thinking, wow, some of these players seem to take Minecraft pretty seriously. You have no idea. To these people, their block game is everything. We have much to discuss. Before we get started today, it's always cool to see other smaller creators making content about 2B2T. If you've ever wanted to make videos but don't know where to start, Filmora 10 is right for you. Filmora makes it easy to create amazing looking videos with different kinds of special effects. Things like motion tracking, keyframing, and splicing footage are easier than ever in Filmora 10. Soon you'll be adding titles, elements, and other special effects like a pro. With all the options available to you, it'll make editing fun, easy, and more exciting than ever before. To get started, click the link in the description below. And thanks again to Filmora for sponsoring today's video. Will you give it a try? Now then, let's get started. So let me explain what happened with MrBeast in chronological order so that it's easy to understand. Last week Monday, MrBeast and his filming crew suddenly joined 2B2T without warning. Instead of doing what most YouTubers do, which is to join on alts to stay anonymous, they were all on their main accounts, so naturally they were spotted instantly. They spent their time trying to escape spawn, sending messages in public chat, and even signed a few Minecraft books for players that could get close. Shown here is 2B2T player KarrsenMC showing off his books written by MrBeast and others in the film crew, which could now be considered highly valuable. It didn't take long for players to start hunting them down, and others fired up lag machines in a bold attempt to crash the server. They knew that if Beast made a video, joining the server through the regular queue would be impossible. Little by little, the filming crew got disconnected, so after about 60 minutes, the majority of them were gone. It was around this time I was finally able to log in, after which I was contacted in-game by one of the people working for MrBeast. They told me to add them on Discord, so I did. While this was going on, the player base already started grouping up to prepare for an invasion. Since 2016, anytime a big YouTuber would invade the server, an incursion was created to help prepare for the worst. And just as before, the appearance of MrBeast caused players to come together for the 10th incursion, led by longtime player Joey Coconut. At the same time, the Infinity Incursion, a group that's been active on the server for some time now, also began rallying people. Both groups managed to organize in under an hour, which shows how dedicated these players actually are when they view something as a threat. They all started to gather at spawn to prepare for the next step of their plan. Meanwhile, on Discord, after adding MrBeast's production manager, I was told about what was actually happening. He stated that due to the disconnects, they would likely be trying to film again in the near future. At this point, I was actually invited to be in their video to participate or to act as some sort of bodyguard for Beast. Knowing the video was going to be made with or without me, I said I was open to the idea, but I wanted to know exactly what they had planned first, so that I could potentially warn the others and prepare them. I was given a rough outline of their plan and was asked for input. Without leaking anything, it was a cool idea, but I told them how tough it was going to be to pull off. I also gave them some additional advice on the nature of 2B2T. Mr. Beast and his crew were already seeing immense amounts of hate coming from the community, and were starting to realize how toxic of a place the server actually was. Not long after, I was informed that the video was most likely going to be cancelled. They were having second thoughts about the whole thing. I informed the Incursion of the good news. It seemed that 2B2T had just dodged a bullet, but it wasn't out of the woods yet. Members of the film crew kept being spotted on the server over the next few days. Because it wasn't 100% certain that Beast was truly gone, the Incursion wanted to make sure there'd be no chance of them coming back. The members also wanted to create a community project of some sort, as is tradition during incursions, so everyone came together for something that would unintentionally cause the server to go haywire and force Housemaster to intervene. The Incursion started placing massive amounts of enchantment tables near Nether Spawn just to make it harder for people to crystal PvP and make it easier to cut down new players. But in the process of placing all these tables, it was discovered that they have some strange properties that actually allow them to be weaponized. By placing a ton of enchantment tables together in the same area, players will notice their frame rates drop due to the books on top rendering. It can sometimes go low enough to crash players out of the game entirely. But not only did they drop frame rate, they also caused the server's TPS to drop, creating massive amounts of lag. The reason for why they do this is disputed, but the Incursion began placing as many enchantment tables as possible near 0-0 in the Nether, which began lagging the server anytime they were loaded. From an Incursion standpoint, the project was looking very successful. New players that got too close could often be kicked back into the queue. Members even figured out how to prevent themselves from crashing out by using a specific null render hack that stopped showing the books on top of the tables. The pile of them at 0-0 ended up having 80,000 tables in it, which wreaked havoc on the server's health. When an entire chunk of them was actually completed in the overworld, Housemaster finally noticed what was going on. If too many of these table chunks were created, the lag would make the server unplayable, so he began to physically remove every single one that the Incursion had placed. So far, as of me making this video, he has done this at least twice. It's kind of funny in a way. The fear of Mr. Beast making a video and causing the server to become unplayable ended up with the player base making their own server unplayable out of fear just to make sure that Beast wouldn't return. I know, it's a lot of mental gymnastics, but that's basically the situation right now. It's a strange story and just displays how chaotic and toxic 2B2T truly is. But that's part of why I've always found it so fascinating. Since there's no Mr. Beast video actually coming out, 2B2T is safe for now. To stay updated and for more 2B2T content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Fit Fam. Also make sure to follow me on my socials. But that's it for today, everyone. Take it easy, and we dodged a bullet.